Hello, and welcome to the John Ark Show. This episode is called How the Super Rich Prevent Aging. Today, we're going to answer some viewer questions. Before we begin, I want to encourage you to subscribe, like, comment, and follow us. Also, I would like to tell you about a service called HollywoodIsCalling.com. It's a great service that allows you to purchase live phone calls from your favorite celebrities, so check them out. There are more than 100 celebrities to choose from. You can buy a 15-second live call for $19.95 or a 30-second call for $29.95. So give it a try as a purchase for yourself or as a gift for somebody you care about. HollywoodIsCalling.com. Now let's get started. Our first viewer writes, why is it that the super rich don't seem to age like the rest of us? What do they do? Well, there are a number of different things that the super rich are doing now that helps them slow or, in some cases, partially reverse the aging process. So here's the latest. Number one, many of them are now injecting themselves with the blood of teenagers so they can feel and look younger. But I have to tell you that at this point in time, the science on this is not proven or conclusive. There are a number of billionaires and millionaires out there who claim that doing this makes them feel more vital, more energetic. When one millionaire tells another millionaire something, they have a tendency to believe it. So just keep in mind that the science here is not proven. The next thing the rich are doing with more frequency is that they're getting stem cell treatments outside of the country, and the results can be amazing. Mel Gibson flew his very sick father, who had multiple age-related diseases, to Panama to have him receive advanced stem cell treatments from a Dr. Reardon. When Joe Rogan interviewed Mel Gibson and Dr. Reardon on his podcast, Mel said that his father's recovery was unbelievable. Even though his father was 92 years old, many of his health issues went away or were substantially improved by the treatment. Mel said his father is back to normal now because of this treatment. Another thing that a lot of people don't know about Mike Tyson's recent comeback is that in several interviews, Mike has already attributed his newfound energy and ability to the stem cell treatments that he's been getting. Apparently, Mike says that it makes him feel incredible, and that's one of the reasons his fighting ability is once again so impressive. The next thing that a lot of the super rich are doing is they're practicing special diets like intermittent fasting, where they only eat for 8 hours of the day. Celebrities like Rob Lowe even take things, dramatically further with a practice called OMAD, which stands for one meal a day. And Rob says this practice makes him feel fantastic. He only eats one meal at dinner time, and then he doesn't eat again until the following day's dinner. Another thing that the rich are doing is that they are engaging in some unique social practices and behavior. One thing that some of them are doing is they are avoiding negative people or negative conversations in order to preserve their own positivity. I know it sounds weird, but there does seem to be a bit of intelligence to that approach. It does make sense on some level. Another thing that a lot of the wealthy are beginning to do more aggressively is they're avoiding cigarettes, drugs, and alcohol. Many of them claim this makes them feel better almost immediately, and that's a given. It's obvious. For years, the culture in a lot of the coastal cities was all about getting drunk and getting high, doing drugs. And now, some of the most evolved people, in those places, in those industries, they're moving beyond that. They see that makes no sense at all. It's almost like smoking cigarettes in this day and age. Nobody really smokes cigarettes anymore. And so, I think they're viewing that sort of indulgent behavior in the same light. The next one is going to sound funny, but I'm hearing it from a number of rich friends. They say that one of the things they're doing to feel better and reduce their stress and anxiety levels is that they're paying off their debts. For a long time, most business managers would tell you, just make payments. Don't pay off the balance because you can deduct everything. So what does it matter? Keep the money in your bank, blah, blah, blah. But there is a great deal to be said for reducing your stress load by reducing your debt. For a lot of them, being in serious debt can cause tremendous stress on their professional lives and their personal lives. And so taking that huge weight off their shoulders makes them feel much better. The next thing that the super rich do is to avoid rapid aging, is to delegate the difficult and real work to people that work for them. The reason so many poor and middle-class people are aged so rapidly is because they can't or they won't delegate things to someone else. Those hard things in life, like working at a job where you're on your feet for 10 hours a day, 7 days a week, those things, they just grind you up and accelerate the aging process. By being able or being in a position or having the resources to be able to delegate that sort of thing, it reduces or eliminates a lot of the stress, and this helps the wealthy prevent unnecessary aging. Another advantage that the rich have is access to the highest level of healthcare. Most people have some sort of insurance or healthcare, but they oftentimes don't have access to the best doctors or surgeons in the world, and that can often mean the difference between a healthy recovery and a chronic, persistent health problem. Currently, there are a handful of clinics and hospitals around the world that perform state-of-the-art stem cell treatments that can perform miracles. Unfortunately, those treatments aren't available in the US yet. However, if you're rich, you can always get on a plane and fly to another country and pay cash for some experimental treatment that most insurance companies don't cover, but probably will in 5 years. Having the contacts and the resources to access that level of healthcare can make a real difference in treating very serious health problems. Next question we have from a viewer, and they write, I have tremendous and constant anxiety about money and finances. What should I do? First, you should start an exercise program and force yourself to stick with it over time. Nothing reduces anxiety more than exercise. If your doctor or psychiatrist just keep giving you meds for anxiety, then that never seems to cure the problem. But exercise can help a great deal. Think about money. The thing about money problems is that you can help yourself tremendously if you just focus on getting another part-time job and focusing on reducing your costs and expenses. The next viewer writes, America is a very hard place to make money and make a living. What should I do? For most people, the answer is to keep trying to work harder and smarter. Talk to family and friends and seek their guidance. Talk to a career guidance counselor. Talk to people you trust and ask them for advice. The next viewer writes, I really hate my job and the people I work with. What can I do? First of all, never let the people you work with or your boss know how much you hate them or your job. Just use that emotion and the anger to fuel the efforts to find a better job or to improve your situation in life. Most importantly, stay away from drugs and alcohol. For some reason, people who hate their jobs tend to drink excessively, and that just makes things even worse. Instead of doing that, I want you to go to the gym and begin working out. If you can't afford a gym, buy some dumbbells, buy some things to exercise with, or you can make them, or you can just do full body exercises where you train with just your body weight and there's no equipment needed to buy. This will give you the energy and the drive to pursue your dreams. So with that, I want to thank you for your time, and we will see you soon.